Josh Snowback talking about keepers, the scheme behind the keepers. So I had a video that came out a couple weeks ago about the techniques and all the different routes. This is purely putting it together, looking at the video, when is it good and when is it bad, that sort of thing. So obviously super common play. The reason I like the data is it either confirms or refutes what I thought. Okay, so I was sold a little bit of a lemon. Okay, when it came to these keepers, I thought they were good, right? So I thought they're easy throws. You know, all the smartest guys in the NFL are doing them. They must be good. I start watching the film, like this is not good. Okay, so 5.1 yards of play, pass. So for reference, the Browns had a anemic offense this year. They were at 5.9 yards of pass play. So this play, maybe the most common pass in the NFL, is almost a full yard worse than the worst passing offense. Okay, efficient. We see the explosion percentage super low, play score, all that sort of thing. And once again, I'm gonna go through the scheme of why that is and how to defend it. If you're a defensive guy, how to defend keepers. So I don't have the full data. I lost it, but we can see of the 123 reps, only 4 went to the pylon. All right, once again, I had a video discussing how to teach these routes and the quarterback, all that kind of thing reads. And then 13 went back to the crosser. So like, why? What happens? Why is this play not panning out? Okay, let's look at all the coverages. So single high. Basically, if it's man free, it's can you win the race on that guy? Okay, can you the slide route win the race against the man covered defender? Now, if they're gonna funnel it, now we see the issue. We have really bad leverage. We're trying to win a race here when this guy is, I don't know, 12 yards already past me. That's the issue. That's what shows up in cover three, right? You can compress splits. You're getting maybe like heavier sets. You're going to allow cover three in the NFL. Well, you know what you get? You get a flat defender who's way outside of where the slide route's coming from. That's the issue. You can get away with it. Okay, the only time these plays are okay is one, can I win the race if they're going to lock and play man there? Can I win that race? Two, is it some sort of like backer force coverage where the flat defender is a backer? Because that guy can probably win the race. This guy's be more aggressive, playing like an interior gap, that type of thing. So really, you can just boil down all these ratings into, can I win the man-on-man race to the slide? Or is that a backer force guy I can just win the race on right there? So that's the issue. So this play is a little bit better than man. I'm going to go through the two variations. If you do like this play, you can use the same rules on both of these. It's just now our slot is, instead of running the slide route, he's getting to the flat. He's already on that side, right? So he can just run a 5-yard speed out. So this play is heinous against man. You have nowhere to go unless you want to throw that crosser. But that's like you have one shot on this play against man coverage. You can win that route in zone because you're probably going to out leverage the flat defender. The issue is like you're working really hard to throw a 5-yard out route. If I know they're in zone, there's 95 more explosive things I'd rather call than a play action boot to throw a 5-yard speed out. So that's my take. This is from watching NFL film. I get it. In high school, you can probably fool these guys a lot easier than NFL or even college, but I don't really want schemes that rely on fooling people if I can just like scheme something up better than this stuff. So Q-wise, I kind of talked about the progression already, so I'm not going to mess with that. I just want to show you like how are these things defended. In the film, we'll kind of illustrate that a little bit more. So I think this is a good video if you're a defensive guy as well. It's like, how do you defend this? Right, we have good, we have bad, all that kind of thing. So, is this what I want? All right, so looking at the film. All right, so this is the slide version. I'm gonna go through all the slides first, okay, with the tight end coming back or the receiver coming back across. Well, there'll be good examples, there'll be bad examples, kind of a little bit of everything. And then we'll go to the trips version where the slide route, the flat component's already on that side. So, going through it, right, Q is going corner to slide to crosser and down flat, right? Stuff I already talked about. This is some sort of, I don't know, goal line coverage of some sort. But we see it working out just fine, okay? So, like this play is not all gloom and doom. It's just for how much people talk about it, the production is not there. You get cover zero of some sort, I don't know. Goal line coverage is always the hardest to decipher. Here's kind of a cleaner look with the slide route, right? If you have Tyreek Hill, can you win the one-on-one route coming back across? Probably so, yes. Now that guy has to track you, the defender, the man defender, has to track you coming all the way back across. The pylon route should not win against one, they bust here, but pylon route should be out, and then can you just win the crosser as well, right? So you have two decent shots here. Once again, is this worth 5 yards? Probably not. Okay, but they don't funnel it here, so you just gotta win the race. Same thing here. They do funnel it. Safety's a little bit late coming down, getting your flat defender. Can you just beat him? That's the name of the game here. One high. Here's a good look at hitting the, I believe they hit the crosser here. Yep, so second look's the crosser here. No, I'm sorry. Second look's the crosser. Q showing fake in the B gap at 5. Hitting the C gap at 10. Coming back downhill. Good example with the crosser, like I said in the video, hitting the hash at 12. Far hash at 12. It's kind of a landmark for that. NFL field's a little bit different. Cover 2 should end up in a smash type look. The issue is a lot of these times you're in compressed, and so the safety, once you start leaning the whole offense one way, okay, like the whole thing's tilting one way with the quarterbacks rolling out, so the safety's gonna tilt outside the corner, right? So you don't get the true corner high-low anymore. Hopefully he lifts like this and you're able to hit it. I do have a video coming out about the constraints, the leaks, the hiccups, that kind of thing, which are very explosive. So are you willing to run this play to set those things up? Possibly. One more look at cover 2. Same game. Have the slide route. See the issue with the pylons and that kind of thing, right? You're just kind of running into the safeties because there would be outside leverage once you start tilting and compressing the formation that bad. I'm gonna skip this one. Going to cover 3, here's where the issues really begin, right? The flat defender has so much freaking leverage on the slide route coming over. Now he decapitates him as well. Second issue. Okay, but the slide route has just, you're out of leverage by 10 yards trying to win the race to the field flat. Corner can take the pylon, your hook defender will take the crosser, that whole thing. Not what you want in cover 3. I think they are able to see, it's purely about, can you just fool that defender? Can you get him to play the B gap, interior gap for a second, and then out leverage him? Once again, probably easier in high school than in the NFL. Reason why the explosion percentage, okay, anything over 15 yards is abysmal on this play. Here's one, got a beautiful look at the crosser. You beat the weak hook defender, doesn't robot in time. Certainly a possibility. Create a good, really nice little 3-level flood there. That's really good distribution. Hit on that a little bit in my other video as well. I'm gonna skip this one. Going to quarters. So this is where you start to like it a little bit more, right? You can backer force to that side. The backer's the flat defender. I like this now, right? So once again, I like other plays a lot more into this. But of all the scenarios, I love this play into a backer force to that side. He'll be more aggressive, you can win the race, that sort of thing. Now we're off and running. This kind of falls into these guys run a lot. This reminds me like the double stick play. It's like that play is only good against a very small thing, and when it's good, you're getting 5 yards. That's how I feel about this play. It's like it's only good into very specific looks, and then when it is quote unquote good, you're getting 5 yards a play. If you had asked me 2 years ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, these are great plays, da da da, right? That's why I like doing the actual research, the numbers, for this exact reason. So this is the trips version, right? So the slide route's already on that side, my slot's already on that side. I don't need him to come across, right? So he's gonna run 5 yard out. So there's a couple different ways of doing it. This guy, I can never do this right. This guy's running a pylon. This guy should be running a 5 yard out. Okay, here's where our issues are. We have nowhere to go with this ball in man. You could have the crosser. That's a lot of freaking work to throw a low cross, right? Because that smash concept there is terrible against man. You'll have outside leverage, you'll be in tight coverage. Terrible. What's even worse is in the other variation, this guy runs the corner. This guy runs a corner, and this guy does some sort of like pivot. Okay, that weighs even worse than this, okay? Because then they end up burying themselves underneath the flat defender. Once again, I have film of that. It's terrible. Do not run that variation. That play will never works. So, showing the way, if you did want to run it, I would say to run it, and we see our freaking issues, right? We just got mauled up, running smash into man free, which is a terrible call. Especially from condense, you definitely get outside leverage. Low crosser wins, but it's just such a freaking mess over there. It doesn't particularly matter. Same thing here, I have more of a kind of generic spread look. You're running smash into cover one, just not what you want, right? We see the freaking issue with the slot being outside leverage. One more look. Low cross is the only thing you're gonna have here. It's open, right? Just you're working really hard to throw a low cross at this point. Trying to get to a, right, same thing, you're creating smash. I'm gonna go through these pretty fast. This is the variation I freaking hate up top. Is when they run the pivots, right? Because the only time this play is good is if the nickel's inside zone coverage, right? Run the 5 yard out, you have leverage, throw it, catch it, get 7. When you start doing this shit, now you're burying yourself back inside the nickel, you lose your leverage, and now you're spinning right back out to it. So this play is heinous. I don't know why they invented this version. This play never works. This example of the fullback being your late down component. But we see my freaking issue here. You're burying yourself underneath the flat route defender. You don't get a smash because the safety's outside leverage. The same shit just keeps popping up over and over and over. I think this is a good look at the issue. If he's running a 5 yard speed out, he'd have much better leverage. And you get protection issues and all kinds of other shit. So, one more look. So this is what happens, right? You just gotta win the flat defender's inside. Ball should go to me to the speed out, 5 yard out, plays over. It does it, he progresses through it. You get a nice look at the low cross. I'm gonna skip this, this is kind of the same stuff. Oh, this is a great clip. This makes me happy. Kittle being Kittle and late down flat. So I kind of talk about this in the video. It's like the ultimate like space, feely type route. No better person to run it than George Kittle. Catches a late down flat 20 yards downfield. Close to 20 yards downfield. Right, so that's always fun. Almost gets decapitated. Gains 30 yards. So this is one that's actually good, is the gap. The keeper off gap. I think you get a little bit more flow. You get more influence. I've only seen them really do it from bunch. So what you're going to do is you get your late down flat from the point guy. Your tight end is going to shuffle for 2, showing like counter. Okay, then run the flat, and then you're getting your pylon from number 1, and then your same low crosser. So I like this one the most. If I had to run any, they run this a lot in like 3rd and short, game-winning type situations, right? Because you'll get mass flow when they see guard pull, what looks like tight end pull for 2 steps, and then just go run the flat. This play, I don't have the stats on this one. I did though, and it was by far the best of the 3. Of the slide version, the trips version, I'm sorry. This one was the best. And like it has short yardage implications. You can do a lot of important downs with this one. You can win. I do a video talking about the protections a little different. My play action gap thing that came out a while ago. If you want to look more into that, that's like the really technical version of it. I don't think it has to be that way. Same thing here out of trips, we see it. Okay, they flip to the point guy was right to make the tight end. The point guy, good look at it though. Right, you're anticipating tighter coverage in these type of situations. Show counter, show cutoff for a step or 2 steps, however you want to teach that off guy there. And then he's running the flat with the same pylon low cross we were getting earlier. Yeah, so same thing, right? Pops open. You get bad eyes, which will tend to happen down here when you start pulling and all that kind of stuff. This is a good version. Same thing, everybody's packed in there, you lose eyes on the fake pull. Boom. Last look. Same freaking thing. Okay, they actually cover really, really well. They just lose the late down flat, which will happen when we start pulling people. Right, we're cutting off to the hash, or however you want to teach guys. Cut off to the hash. Obviously not gonna get there, but on a gap scheme. And then just find the space. We take the side mirror and just find that space as a lay down flat. He's going flat. I would go flat, pylon, low cross, lay down. You can essentially remove the pylon though. Go flat, low cross, lay down.